One morning you wake up, the hoof prints in the snow outside. What would you do? Welcome to the art of creepy. Today we will be talking about the devil's footprints. We go to Devon, England, way back to 1855. On the morning of 9th February, there was a thick, nice coat of snow on the ground, and when the people woke up and looked outside, they saw some really strange and bizarre footprints. You may think it's just a goat or just a deer. Well, not this time. The prints were very mysterious. The sizing of the prints was way different than that of a goat. The prints were 4 inches long and 3 inches across, with distance of 8 and 16 inches apart. Prints very big for to be a goat. It was also not like normal footprints. It was like someone was strutting like a model, just one hoof after the other hoof. Besides the model walking and the size of the prints were also found on roofs, like it had walked through hay bales, high walls, and some even led up to someone's door and then walked away. Because of the print resembling a goat but bigger, and the unusual places that they found the prints, they decided to call these the devil footprints or the tracks of Satan. Looking at the prints, it is concluded that these are from a bipedal creature and from a quadruped creature. What that means, bipedal means two-feeted and not four-feeted, like us humans are bipedal, walking on 2 feet. That is like the proportion of looks like that of a goat or donkey, horse, but the sizes are way too off to be that of one of those creatures. And it walks on the roof. That is certainly not something a normal goat would do in one night. One other thing about these prints is that they, when you walk in snow, you leave a footprint behind. These prints were like they melted the snow underneath the hoof, so the track looked a little bit looked deeper, and like I said, they said the snow melted underneath the hoof, which also is like, oh, it's the devil cause warm hoofs. People were strange. It's even said that some people in Devon just stayed inside for weeks, didn't dare to go outside at night, afraid of the devil coming back to take their souls away. Unusual thing about these prints is not only the deepness, which differed at some parts, but it's also around 150 to 100 miles long. This is not something a normal creature will walk at night in the snow. So that's that. That's all I can find about the tracks itself. There are also a few drawings. 1855, when the prints were discovered, it was not something that the national paper, it's not something the national paper would write about, because it's silly and stupid and only happened this one occasion. So there's not a lot of information or articles about it. But let's go to the theories, because there are a few and they're very peculiar. Like this first one, someone claimed that the prints were made of a kangaroo. That sounds weird for England, but supposedly one kangaroo escaped from a Mr. Vicious private zoo near Sidmouth. Okay, I have a private zoo, but Sidmouth is not really Devon, where the tracks were found. And also, a kangaroo does not have a hoof print. So, gone. I can explain some strange prints that I found and said, oh, they're also the devil's track. But it doesn't mean that all of the prints are of the kangaroo, because it's not hoof shaped. Theory that someone said is that it's hoof prints of a badger. But badgers don't walk alone like 100 miles, and though they can walk like bipedal creatures, they won't walk 100 miles on 2 feet. And the tracks are also not hoof shaped, so that's also not really. Again, you can explain parts of the prints, because not all prints were hoof shaped or completely fashion walking, but still not plausible for everything. For all the doesn't explain the basic thing about this track. They also claimed wood mice. They're small, of course they're small, a small little creature, and it's not their footprints, but they can jump. When they jump, they use the back legs to kick the snow up. They kick the snow up, and that can make a shape of a hoof. It's only when they jump, but a small mice will not jump 100 miles in a night. And for the deeper parts, it won't explain. The parts where the track is a little bit deeper because of the snow that's so called melted beneath the move. Also, mice don't really go up on roofs, and there will also be some other tracks because the mice again won't jump and hop that much in one night. And if there are more, then still it's not really plausible because it's not really a hoof print, and it's not very possible for mice to walk 100 miles in one night. And another theory, this is one of the most strange one, and one that everyone will say is a logical explanation, but not really for me. But someone claimed that the tracks are that of an experimental balloon that escaped. Sounds weird, but this guy called Jeffrey Household, it's a household name, claimed that there was an experimental weather balloon. Side note, weather balloons were not invented yet. They came out much later, so to say that this is an experimental weather balloon is not really that plausible, but let's go along with it for now. So they said it escaped, so the wind blow it away, and that behind it had shackles on, but shackles don't leave hoofprints, and if they do, the weather balloon doesn't go up and down to leave the pattern of the track. And if they had shackles, it would mostly time drag along. It would explain the prints on the roof or through high walls, haystacks, but still, like, it would drag the shackle around and not hop along. And it's also said that this Jeffrey Household said that it was covered up that it was an experimental weather balloon because it left a trail of destruction in Devon. But if that were true, people would have probably wrote it down, noted it along with the track, that if the track also left a path of destruction instead of just the tracks, that would be logical to say, because if there's also a path of destruction, it will make it much worse, but they just talk about the tracks only. So this theory seems to me not very likely, because of, like I said, the shackles is very peculiar that it would hop along, and the fact that such a balloon really didn't exist until much later. Makes this theory also just show it off the table. But like I said before, these theories can explain parts of the track, like the wood mice can explain some bits, the badger can explain some bit, the kangaroo most not likely because of the print is really different. So strange, of course, and people are not used to see the footprint of a kangaroo in snow, but that would not explain all of the prints. Like I said, some people call a hare like the same as the wood mice, but still it's not that all the prints can be explained that way. If you look up devil prints, you find a lot of different kind of prints, like footprints, but there's only one case that also has hoof prints on it, and that happened in 1945 in Belgium near Château de Morvan. His footprints were also in the snow. Also looked a bit dappy of the goat. They were a little bit smaller than these in Devon, but because of the place it happened, I couldn't find about the place, but people were like, oh, because it is around this Chateau de Mauveau, it's likely to be devil's footprints, and some other people were like, oh yes, it looks a lot like these footprints. But still, this is more logical that this was a goat. And also there's even less information about this case than in Devon. Not the cases was not as long and strange as that of the case in Devon. But recently, in 2009, a woman, again in Devon, found the same prints that were found in 1855 in her garden. Zoologists came to look at the prints, and some were like, oh yes, they are the same as those in Devon. But again, people are like, some explained that they could be of that of a mice. That can be this time because it was only in one garden, not around Devon. But like I said, some said yes, it's likely to be the same. It was also likely to be just that of a hare or a mice because of the hopping, like as I said before, and it was only just in this garden. So it's not really like, oh, it's the devil again. People in Devon would like to think that it happened again, but that's just all about it. It's like this one time in 1855, just long track, big hoof prints, and then again 2009, just in a small garden. So the small garden can basically just, it's probably not that of the same as the devil's footprints. People just want to believe that they are. It's probably not. But like I said before, I have all these theories about these animals, the experiment with the balloon. You can't believe in it, but I think it's very not plausible. But some of these things can explain parts of the prints, but not all of the prints. So where they're from, how they get there, is still a mystery. And we all love mysteries. It's just something small, not many people know about it, but these footprints of the devil just only happened in Devon long ago in February in the snow, because of the snow. Maybe if this is in the summer, mostly because then we can find this stretch. Who knows? But this is the older case, and maybe that thing in Belgium, maybe just a smaller brother, little brother, we don't know. But I guess whatever made these prints is still a mystery, and that's all for now. Down below I have put links to the sites I used as a reference for this, and I'll see you next time. If you liked this video, please like and subscribe down below, support me on Patreon or do a one-time donation on Ko-Fi, follow my social media. This channel is still growing and learning, and I'd love to have you all on this journey with me. Bye!